When you have faults, do not fear to abandon them. Act with kindness but do not expect gratitude. Forget injuries, never forget kindnesses. It is more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles. Your life is what your thoughts make it. If we don't know life, how can we know death? Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. The way you cut your meat reflects the way you live. I slept and dreamt life is beauty, I woke and found life is duty. I'd rather die for speaking out than to live and be silent. To love a thing means wanting it to live. Can there be a love which does not make demands on its object? You cannot open a book without learning something. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute, the man who does not ask is a fool for life. Learn as if you were not reaching your goal and as though you were scared of missing it. The essence of knowledge is, having it, to use it. No matter how busy you may think you are, you must find time for reading, or surrender yourself to self-chosen ignorance. Learning without thought is labor lost, thought without learning is perilous. A gentleman would be ashamed should his deeds not match his words. The more man meditates upon good thoughts, the better will be his world and the world at large. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Think of tomorrow, the past can't be mended. They must often change who would remain constant in happiness and wisdom. We should feel sorrow, but not sink under its oppression. I want you to be everything that's you, deep at the center of your being. True goodness springs from a man's own heart. All men are born good. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. Do not impose on others what you yourself do not desire. Be strict with yourself but least reproachful of others, and complaint is kept afar. Men's natures are alike, it is their habits that carry them far apart. To see and listen to the wicked is already the beginning of wickedness. Never give a sword to a man who can't dance. Worry not that no one knows you, seek to be worth knowing. Sincerity is the way of heaven. The object of the superior man is truth. To see the right and not to do it is cowardice. Only the wisest and stupidest of men never change. One joy dispels 100 cares. Words are the voice of the heart. To understand yourself is the key to wisdom. Study the past if you would define the future. When anger rises, think of the consequences. Ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon and star. 3 things cannot long be hidden, the sun, the moon, and the truth. The man who says he can, and the man who says he cannot are both correct. The superior man thinks always of virtue, the common man thinks of comfort. Those who know the truth are not equal to those who love it. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. Success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation, there is sure to be a failure. Desire to have things done quickly prevents their being done thoroughly. To go beyond is as wrong as to fall short. Do not let a leader lead you on a bad path. The superior man understands what is right, the inferior man understands what will sell. The expectations of life depend upon diligence. The mechanic that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tools. Go before the people with your example, and be laborious in their affairs. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. The parent's age must be remembered, both for joy and anxiety. It is not possible for one to teach others who cannot teach his own family. Anyone can find the switch after the lights are on. The funniest people are the saddest ones. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. The way out is through the door. Why is it that no one will use this method? The wheel of fortune turns round incessantly, and who can say to himself, I shall today be uppermost? Think no vice so small that you may commit it, and no virtue so small that you may overlook it. It is better to light one small candle than to curse the darkness. Don't complain about the snow on your neighbor's roof when your own doorstep is unclean. The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. When you meet someone better than yourself, turn your thoughts to becoming his equal. When you meet someone not as good as you are, look within and examine your own self. Music produces a kind of pleasure which human nature cannot do without. Man has three ways of acting wisely. First, on meditation, that is the noblest. Secondly, on imitation, that is the easiest. Thirdly, on experience, that is the bitterest. Listen widely to remove your doubts and be careful when speaking about the rest, and your mistakes will be few. A man of humanity is one who, in seeking to establish himself, finds a foothold for others, and who, in desiring attaining himself, helps others to attain. The demands that good people make are upon themselves, those that bad people make are upon others. When I walk along with two others, they may serve me as my teachers. I will select their good qualities and follow them, their bad qualities and avoid them. Being in humaneness is good. If we select other goodness and thus are far apart from humaneness, how can we be the wise? All people respect and love their own parents and children, as well as the parents and children of others. To worship two other than one's own ancestral spirits is brown-nosing. If you see what is right and fail to act on it, you lack courage. We have two lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. Respect yourself and others will respect you. Roads were made for journeys, not destinations. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. If you are the smartest person in the room, then you are in the wrong room. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Imagination is more important than knowledge. To know what you know and what you do not know, that is true knowledge.